Welcome to the Daily Vibecasting.
We are diving straight into the essential buzz on X for you today, November 10th, 2025.
Yeah, our mission, as always, is pretty simple. Cut through the noise, get you the signal.
Right. The key financial, political, and tech tremors hitting the feed. Today feels like it's about extreme liquidity, extreme earning.
And maybe extreme optimization.
Exactly. Lots of extremes.
Okay, well, we absolutely have to start with the political news that just blew up the timeline today.
Oh, yeah. The big one.
Feels like the return of the stimulus check, maybe, but with a new name.
The tariff dividend. Strategic rebranding, perhaps.
Let's unpack that one immediately. All right, so the core announcement, it popped up everywhere. But Dita Tanone really set the stage.
Yeah, the post was just, Trump announces $2,000 tariff dividend for Americans. Super direct.
Okay, but right away, the context check is crucial, isn't it? The money.
Absolutely. The whole idea hinges on this claim of, trillions of dollars in tariffs being collected.
But the reality check. Fiscal year 2025 tariff revenues. Well, they've only brought in about $195 billion so far.
So you take that proposed $2,000 payment, multiply it by what, maybe 300 million eligible Americans?
Yeah, something like that.
That gets you to around $600 billion needed for the payout.
Which is roughly 3 times what's actually been collected in tariffs this year.
Right. So the fund supposedly paying for this? It's only got about a third of the cash needed right now.
So it feels less like a dividend, which implies sharing existing revenue.
And more like a massive liquidity injection that isn't fully funded yet, at least not by tariffs alone.
That framing dividend versus stimulus check, it's interesting, isn't it?
It really is. Is it genuinely different or just a maybe more palatable way to talk about a huge cash infusion? Semantics matter here.
Well, the details are already getting a bit fuzzy. At Disclosure TV confirmed the key exclusion.
Ah, yes. New W. Trump says that a tariff stimulus check of $2,000 will be paid to everyone except rich people.
And at Watcher Guru echoed that same point, really stressing the exclusion of high-income earners.
And that opens up the next big question mark. What exactly defines a high-income earner in this context?
Good question. Because the official IRS top bracket is way up there, like over $626,000.
But policies like this, they usually set the exclusion threshold much lower, don't they?
Often, yeah. Maybe around the $200,000 to $400,000 household income mark.
Which, captures a huge slice of the upper middle class, people who might think they qualify initially. That definition is critical.
Absolutely. But okay, let's set aside who qualifies for a second.
Yeah.
The biggest hurdle might not even be the money or the definition.
It's the plumbing, right? The actual mechanism.
Exactly. As the Polymarket pointed out with their post, breaking, Trump announces American citizens will receive a $2,000 tariff dividend. The announcement doesn't make it automatic.
Not at all. This needs Congress. Full stop.
Article 1 of the Constitution, right?
That's the one. Congress holds the power of the purse. The president, the executive branch, they can set and collect tariffs, sure.
But they can't just unilaterally decide to hand that money out.
Nope. It needs an Appropriation Act, legislation, just like we saw with the CARES Act back in 2020 for those liquidity injections.
So, okay, if the legal path is that clear, what's the play here? Is it really about the payout itself? Or maybe forcing a political debate?
Could be. Forcing Congress to vote on a massive wealth distribution right before a major election. That creates a serious political wedge.
Puts everyone on the record.
But economically, the warning lights are definitely flashing. Kobesa letter basically summed it up.
What'd they say?
Breaking! President Trump announces that he will be paying a tariff dividend of at least $2,000 per person. Stimulus checks are officially back.
And the word stimulus immediately brings up
inflation. Yeah. Remember the New York Fed study on the 2021 surge?
Vaguely. What was the takeaway?
They attributed about half of that inflation spike directly to similar stimulus payments, boosting demand way faster than supply could keep up.
And even if the tariffs eventually cover the cost, the tariffs themselves aren't free, are they?
No. Historically, tariffs tend to raise consumer prices directly. An NBER study pegged it around 1–2%.
So you potentially get an inflation hit from the demand boost and an inflation hit from the tariffs raising costs.
It's a double whammy, potentially. A huge economic trade-off.
So it's this really strategic political move, massive popular appeal.
But huge legal and inflationary questions hanging over it.
And you already see the reaction on X, right? People linking it to potential market boost.
Oh, yeah. Remembering how those past liquidity injections, even the debt-funded ones, juiced asset prices. Bitcoin, stocks, everything rallied. History repeating? Maybe?
It is kind of wild, though, how quickly the feed pivots. We go from these massive multi-hundred-billion-dollar government plans.
Straight to these like super optimized, almost niche personal wealth strategies.
Yeah, if the government's looking at injecting cash externally, how are individuals trying to optimize internally to just keep up or get ahead?
Well, that brings us right into the future of work discussion and productivity. Sam Altman's recent critique really struck a chord.
The one a slow developer posted about.
That's it. Let me read that bit. Sam Altman says Slack has many positives, but it creates endless fake work. We need an AI-native productivity suite to replace Docs, Slides, email, and Slack.
So fake work.
Yeah.
We all feel that, right? That sense of being busy but not productive.
Totally. And there was that Wired study back in 2021 confirming it. These communication tools, they often just amplify the admin burden.
So you end up managing the comms about the work instead of just doing the work.
Precisely. And Altman's solution, he mentioned, the trusted agent. That's where things get interesting.
What does that mean exactly? Like AI assistants?
Yeah, basically, think agentic systems. AI frameworks designed to handle complex, routine, multi-step tasks all on their own.
Okay.
An MIT study from 2023 suggested these systems could cut down human involvement in those routine tasks by up to 40%.
40%? Wow.
Yeah. The goal is to eliminate that fake work that just seems to multiply on platforms like Slack or email.
That's a massive potential shift. If AI agents start handling 40% of routine coding or documentation or comms.
Human skills need to pivot, right?
Yeah.
Especially if you want to maintain a high income.
Which leads perfectly into this pretty incredible wealth hack that Appropriations shared. And this person's a Google scientist, apparently.
Right. The post was, there's an obscure market involving tutoring rich kids from UAE and Saudi. You can work 10 hours a week and make as much money as an entry-level SWE in effing.
Okay, hold on. 10 hours a week matching a FAang salary. That sounds aspirational.
Well, it highlights this shift towards high-value, specialized human expertise, especially in niche global markets. Data actually backs this up. Partially, at least.
Really?
Yeah, specialized tutoring in places like the UAE, particularly for advanced subjects, coding, high-level math. It can command rates between, say, 82 and 136 US dollars an hour.
Okay, $136 an hour for 10 hours a week. Carry the one.
You're easily clearing $150,000 a year, and that's comparable to an entry-level software engineer at a top tech company.
With way fewer hours.
Right. Exactly. The optimization isn't working harder. It's leveraging very specific skills in a high-demand, high-income location. It's finding that lucrative niche as AI potentially disrupts more traditional tech paths.
And these themes, high-stakes finance, hyper-optimization.
Yeah.
They just keep rolling into our final segment.
Yeah, we're looking at 3 areas kind of being pushed to their absolute limits right now.
Long-term debt, corporate ambition, and even human biology.
Let's kick off with the debt trap. This was highlighted by a really pointed post from @Rep Thomas Massey about the 50-year mortgage idea.
Oh, what's the quote?
He asked, how is "here, enjoy this 50-year mortgage" different from "you will own nothing and you will like it"?
Oof. That's drawing a direct line to that controversial WEF slogan. Pretty sharp critique.
Very sharp. And look, the appeal of a 50-year mortgage is obvious on the surface, right? Lower monthly payments?
Yeah, slashes them by maybe 30, even 40% sometimes. Makes housing seem more affordable month to month.
But the true cost, the long-term cost. That's what Massey's getting at. Why connect it to owning nothing?
Because of the interest, I assume.
Exactly. Time and principal. Let's just run the basic math. Assume, say, a 7% interest rate, which isn't crazy these days.
Okay.
After 5 full years of making payments on a 50-year loan, you've paid off only about 1.3% of the actual principal balance.
1.3% after 5 years.
Yeah. You've mostly just been paying interest, the bank's fee for lending you the money. You've paid for 5 years, barely made a dent in what you owe.
So you're effectively renting the money for half a century.
Pretty much. It massively increases your default risk if anything goes wrong, and it really limits your financial flexibility, your mobility. Hard to build equity that way.
Right. It totally changes what owning a home even means. It's optimizing for monthly cash flow, maybe, but sacrificing equity building.
It's a huge trade-off. Okay, so from potentially crippling long-term consumer debt, let's pivot to corporate ambition at its absolute peak.
This has got to be the Elon Musk post about Tesla's new comp plan.
That's the one he posted. It sure is a tall order. Anyone can buy Tesla stock right now and come along for the ride. He adds some stuff about bumps in the road, but thinking the goals are achievable with immense work.
Okay, but the tall order part.
Right.
How tall are we talking?
We're talking astronomical. His potential payout, maybe $1 trillion, is tied to hitting these incredible milestones. including, wait for it, $400 billion in annual EBITDA.
400 billion in earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, amortization.
Yep. Annual EBITDA.
How does that compare to anything?
We'll put it this way. $400 billion would blow past Saudi Aramco's current record annual EBITDA by about 68%.
Wow. Okay, so he's not just aiming high,
He's leveraging almost unbelievable ambition as a core part of the strategy. Setting a bar so high, it forces a different kind of thinking, a different level of execution. It echoes his previous huge pay package from 2018, which also seemed impossible at the time.
until it wasn't.
Right.
Okay, extreme debt, extreme ambition.
Yeah.
That leaves extreme optimization of us, humans.
The ultimate frontier, human biology itself. And biohacker at Brian Johnson gave us a peek into his routine right before a pretty significant experiment.
Yeah, I saw that when he detailed his sleep, his morning routine.
Exactly. Last night I was asleep by 9, woke up 5 a.m., feel fantastic. 10K Luxin eyes, some protein, extra virgin olive oil, and 60 supermolecules. Worked out. Finishing pre-mushroom brain measurement with kernel flow.
Okay, there's a lot in there. The optimized sleep, the light exposure, the specific diet, the 60 supermolecules.
Right. It's this deep dive into tracking everything for longevity, but the key part is that last bit.
The pre-mushroom brain measurement with kernel flow.
Okay.
Okay, what is kernel flow and why pre-mushroom?
So the pre-mushroom strongly suggests he's about to take psilocybin, likely a significant 5-gram dose based on common experimental protocols.
Okay.
And kernel flow, that's an FNRS device, functional near-infrared spectroscopy. Think of it like a lightweight wearable brain scanner.
So it tracks brain activity.
Tracks blood flow and oxygenation changes in the brain, yeah. It gives objective, quantifiable data on his neural state before introducing the psilocybin. That baseline measurement is the really cutting-edge part here.
So he's establishing a concrete before picture of his brain activity.
Exactly. This isn't just random biohacking. There is emerging science here, too. A 2025 mouse study, published in Geroscience, actually linked psilocybin to extended cellular lifespan, potentially via improving mitochondrial function.
Huh. So he's doing high-stakes personal experimentation, using advanced tech to measure it, possibly informed by longevity research, treating the human body like
the most complex, ambitious optimization project imaginable. Like a corporate target, almost. Hashtag outro.
Wow. Okay, so wrapping this up, today's feed really spanned an incredible range, didn't it?
Absolutely. From, massive political announcements that hang entirely on Congress.
All the way to the absolute frontier of human optimization using real-time brain monitoring tech. It's quite the spectrum.
And a common thread seemed to be the cost, right? We talked about the potential cost of that tariff dividend, the real cost of long-term debt.
And the staggering cost, in terms of effort and ambition, needed to hit those record corporate targets or even just optimize your own biology.
Yeah, which leads us to the final thought for you, the listener.
In this world, pushing towards extreme external liquidity and extreme internal optimization, what part of today's vibe casting are you watching most closely?
Where are you looking to see if the perceived benefit ultimately gets outweighed by the actual cost? Something to chew on.
Definitely something to think about. Thank you for tuning in to the Daily Vibe Casting.
We'll catch the next wave of buzz for you tomorrow.